Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Happy Healthy Whole. I want to talk to you today about learning from other people's mistakes. There are gems of wisdom that will come to you throughout your life. And now that I'm 40, this is weird for me because I realize these things were kind of happening like in my younger years to help me now as the woman that I am now. Even if these things didn't directly apply to me, the fact that I had other adults around me that were going through different things and that were experiencing different things, I was able to learn from them. And I realized that sometimes God will send information to you even when you don't know what to do with it at that time, even though you don't know that it's necessarily for you either at that time. I'm going to tell you a story. Like I said, I'm 40 now, but back when my mom was 40 and her friends were in their 40s, I remember one of her best friends saying that the doctor had told her to start walking 20 minutes a day. Just walking, not work, not lifting weights, not jogging, not doing anything, just walking. Just the fluidity of motion would help you in the long run. It would help with the problems that she was having in her feet and in her legs. It would help her with her equilibrium and her balance and all kinds of things. Fast forward, now this woman is 66 years old, turned 66. But since she was 65, 64 maybe, for the last couple of years, she has been unable to walk. First, she was in a wheelchair. Now she's bedbound and she can't get out of the bed. She can't shower for herself. She can't cook for herself. She can't do anything. And when I went to visit her recently, I thought back to that time when she was telling my mom about how the doctor was telling her to get out and walk 20 minutes a day. And it would really change the trajectory of the issues that she was having with her feet and her legs. And I don't remember the whole issue that she was suffering from, but I do remember her saying the doctor said for her to walk 20 minutes a day. And I also remembered her rebuttal. Well, I'm busy. Well, when I get off from work, I'm tired. I've been on my feet standing all day. I don't feel like going to exercise. I don't feel like going for a walk. I have kids and I need to come home and I need to cook for. I got to clean up. I got to do this. And this was her rebuttal. And my mother was over there. Yeah, girl, I understand. Walk 20 minutes a day. What that gonna do for you? When you got all of these kids to, take care of, and you've got this and you've got that, and you've got all these responsibilities, tell that doctor to go somewhere and be quiet. It kind of went like that. But I remember that situation. And now this woman is unable to walk. But if she had listened to that doctor 20, 25 years ago, however long ago it was, she would be in a better situation today. So sometimes there are things that are going on around you, some advice that you hear that somebody else is getting. It may not even be for you at the time, but it's for you. Now, me, I'm an avid walker. I've always walked. Walking has never been an issue for me. So I can't use walking to lose weight. Like somebody that sits around and they don't do anything, they can get up and they can start walking and they can lose weight. But for me, walking has been such a part of my life, my entire life. Well, let me say this, at least from the time that I was 18. That's really when I started walking for exercise, just getting out for a walk and making sure I did that at least 3 to 4 times a week, even back then. Now I walk every day of the week. I try to walk 3 miles a day. A lot of times it's 2 miles, but on the weekends I get in 4 to 5 miles a day. And I have my dog with me. She keeps me company and she keeps me protected. There's another video that I'm going to talk to you about with regards to this walking and how people have chastised me about walking. But anyway, it's just pay attention to the things that are going on around you, especially to the young people, because those things that you start doing in your 20s and your 30s, they help to develop your 40s and your 50s, and they'll come natural to you. It won't be an inconvenience. You'll learn how to fit it into your day. It has been tricky, and I have had to figure out different ways to incorporate it into my life when I was a busy single mom myself, working 50 hours a week, trying to make sure that me and my son had enough, or I was making enough to take care of us and all of that. I still got in my walking time. Even if I had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and do it before I got him up and got him fed and got him off to school, I made time to walk. And so this isn't a video about walking for you. Walking may be something that you need to do. And if that is something that you need to do, go ahead, start today. It doesn't take a whole lot. A pair of nice gym shoes, maybe not even nice, just gym shoes. And some around the house clothes. It doesn't even matter what you walk in. But movement is important. But if there's something that seems to be moving in your spirit, when you're hearing the information being given to somebody else, maybe it is for you. It may not be for you that day, but it may be something to enrich your life even later. Because walking wasn't the only thing that I learned from that situation. There are other things that I learned from when I was younger, like watching my mother deal with high blood pressure and all of that, which eventually led to her issues with her kidneys. I don't season food the same way. Never have in my adult life. When you eat my food, it is tasteful, but it's not salty, you know? So that's a lesson that I learned from my mother. So it's just sometimes, unfortunately, sometimes we learn from our parents what not to do, the person not to be. And if something is really sitting in your spirit, and even if it is the opposite of what that person may be going through, what they may be experiencing, but it's sitting in your spirit, that can be the Holy Spirit letting you know, hey, pay attention to this. Pay closer attention to what they're saying. Even though I was, a teenager, when my mom was having this conversation with her friend when they were in their 40s about walking and about doing this and about doing that. And I eventually became an avid walker and still am an avid walker to this day. I didn't know at that time, but those words were for me too. And I was just in the room, just listening to a conversation that 2 adult women were having. 2 adult women that felt like they were bogged down by their everyday responsibilities, that they couldn't take on something else, couldn't take on any more advice from a doctor, So, yeah, to be happy, healthy, and whole, it's not going to always come directly to you. And it may seem like it's not for you, but in the long run, it may be the one piece of advice that you need to keep you out of the hospital or out of a hospital bed or out of an emergency situation, out of kidney failure, out of anything. Because God can use anything around you, anyone around you, to teach you a lesson.